friends, a wonderful morning to all. Today we will study compass survey. First of all, we will see content, objective and purpose of compass survey, principle of compass survey, types and uses of compass, difference between prismatic and surveyor compass, designation of bearings, fore bearing and back bearing, and lastly we will see numericals on bearing. So what is the objective and purpose of compass survey? We have seen in previous lecture chain surveying. So in chain surveying we have studied area to be surveyed is divided into number of triangles. This method is suitable for fairly level ground covering for small area. But when the area is large and crowded with many details, so triangulation is not possible. So in this case we have to use the method of traversing. So method of traversing is the principle of compass survey. So this is the objective and purpose of compass survey. The objective and purpose of compass survey: when the area is large and crowded with many details, so triangulation is not possible. In this case we have to use the method of traversing. Then second is the principle of compass survey. What is the principle of compass survey? Compass survey, it is the traversing method. That is the principle of compass survey. Types and uses of compass. There are two main types, prismatic and surveyor compass. Difference between prismatic and surveyor compass. Then designation of bearings. What is the meaning of bearings? What are the types of bearing, fore bearing and back bearing? So how to calculate bearing on compass survey? So we will see one by one. So what is the principle of compass survey? The principle of compass survey is traversing, which involves a series of connected lines. The magnetic bearing of the lines are measured by prismatic compass, and distance lengths of the measured by chain. Such survey does not require the formulation of network of triangle. See the second point. Compass surveying is recommended when the area is large, undulating and crowded with many details. Compass surveying is not recommended for areas where local attraction is suspected due to the presence of magnetic substances like steel structure, iron ore deposits, electric cable conveying currents, and so on. See the third point. Compass surveying is not recommended for area where local attraction is suspected. So what is the meaning of local attraction? A magnetic needle. Magnetic needle is the part or component of compass survey. A magnetic needle indicates the north direction when it is freely suspended. But if the needle comes near magnetic substances, then it is found to be deflected from its true direction and it does not show actual north. Therefore, this disturbing influence of magnetic substances is known as local attraction. So local attraction is suspected due to the presence of magnetic substances like steel structures, iron ore deposits, electric cables conveying currents, and so on. So next is the traversing. This figure shows that a framework consists of connected lines having closed traverse. And what is the traversing? Traversing method means the lengths are measured. See length ED, DC, CB, BA, and A, right? The lengths are measured with the help of tape or chain. Directions are identified. These are the directions. Directions are identified with the help of compass, and angles are measured. Angles are measured with the help of theodolite, is known as traversing method. So in another way, traversing method is defined as the lengths are measured with the help of chain or tape. Directions are identified with the help of compass, and angles are measured with the help of theodolite. So this process is known as traversing method. Okay, and traversing is the principle of compass survey. The next point, types and uses of compass. A compass is a small instrument essentially consisting of magnetic needle, a graduated circle, and a line of sight. The compass cannot measure angle between two lines directly but can measure angle of line with reference to magnetic meridian at the instrument station point is called magnetic bearing of a line. The angle between two lines is then calculated by getting bearing of these two lines. There are two forms of compass available: the prismatic compass and surveyor compass. The prismatic compass is a magnetic compass which consists of the following parts. See this diagram. This is the vane, guide vane. This is the circular metal box. In internal part is the magnetic needle. This is the screw, and this is the tripod stand. Okay, so first part is the cylindrical metal box. This is the cylindrical metal box having diameter of 8 to 12 centimeter. This circular part is the cylindrical metal box having diameter 8 to 12 centimeter. It protects the compass and forms entire casing or body of the compass, and it protects compass from dust, rain, etc. The next part is the pivot. So this portion is the pivot. Pivot is provided at the center of the compass and supports freely suspended magnetic needle over it. So pivot is the component of center, means internal component of compass, and this supports freely suspended magnetic needle over it. This is the internal pivot and this is the external pivot. So lifting pin and lifting lever, this is the part of compass survey. Lifting pin is provided just below the sight vane. Just below the sight vane, this is the lifting pin and is folded. It presses the lifting pin. The lifting pin with the help of lifting lever, they lifts magnetic needle out of pivot point to prevent damage to pivot head. So this is the pivot head and this is the internal part is the pivot. This is the circular metal box. This is graduated fixed plane, and these are the needle internal part. This is the guide vane or sight vanes and eye vanes. So this portion and this portion is called vanes. Okay, spring brake or brake pin to damp the oscillation of the needle before taking a reading and to bring it to rest quickly. The light spring brake attached to the inside of the box is brought in contact with edge of the ring by gently pressing inward the brake pin. And next is the prismatic compass. Next part is the magnetic needle. Magnetic needle is the heart of the instrument. This needle measures angle of the line from magnetic meridian. So what is the meaning of meridian? Meridian means the line or plane passing through the geographical north or south pole, and any point on the surface of the earth is known as meridian. So what is the meaning of magnetic meridian? Magnetic meridian, it means when a magnetic needle is suspended, see this diagram, when the magnetic needle is suspended freely and balanced properly, unaffected by magnetic substances, and it indicates a direction, right? And this direction is known as magnetic meridian. So magnetic meridian, a needle always remain pointed towards north and south pole at the two ends of the needle when freely suspended on any support. The next part is graduated circle or ring. This is an aluminum graduated ring marked with 0° to 360° to measure all possible bearings of lines and attached with the magnetic needle. The ring is graduated to half a degree. The next point is the temporary adjustment of a prismatic compass. So first temporary adjustment is the centering, right? Centering, leveling and focusing. Centering, it is the operation in which a compass is kept exactly over the station from where the bearing is to be determined. It is checked by dropping a small pebble from the underside of the compass. Then second operation is the leveling. Leveling is the temporary adjustment of prismatic compass, and it is done with to freely swing the graduated circular ring of prismatic compass. It is checked by rolling round pencil on glass cover. Then third is the focusing. We have to check the direction of prism. It means prism is move up or down in its slide till the graduation on ring are seen clear. The next is the surveyor compass. Working of surveyor compass means temporary adjustments are same, centering, leveling, and third is the observing the bearing of a line. So this is the surveyor compass. These are the vanes. These are the circular box, metal box. In internal part is the magnetic needle, and this plane is the graduated fixed plane. This is the screw jack, and this is the bubble tube, right? So first two operations are similar to that of prismatic compass, but the method of taking observation differs from that. See second point, observing the bearing of a line. In this type of compass, the reading is taken from the top of glass and under the tip of the north end of the magnetic needle directly. No prism is provided here. Okay. So these are the difference between prismatic compass and surveyor compass of all component wise difference. First is the magnetic needle, then magnetic needle. In prismatic compass, needle is broad needle type, but it does not act as index. Surveyor compass needle is edge bar type, and it is also acts an index. So graduated ring card, sighting vanes, reading systems and tripod. This is the difference between prismatic compass and surveyor compass. You can read this. And next is the designation of bearings. The bearings are designated in the following two systems, right? So what is the meaning of bearing? What is meant by bearing? Designation of bearing. The bearings are designated in the following two systems. And bearings is means angle makes with meridian line. The angle makes with meridian and line of sight is known as bearing. The bearing are designated in the following two systems: whole circle bearing system, in short form WCB, and quadrantal bearing system, QB. Okay, so first of all we will see whole circle bearing system. The bearing of a line measured with respect to magnetic meridian in clockwise direction is called magnetic bearing, and its value varies between 0 degree to 360 degree. Means whole circle bearing which varies from 0 degree to 360 degree. The quadrants start from north and progress in clockwise direction, as the first quadrant is 0 degree to 90 degree in clockwise direction, right? Then second quadrant 90 degree to 180 degree, then third quadrant 180 degree to 270 degree, and up to 360 degree is the fourth one. Okay, so this is the diagram of whole circle bearing system. Whole circle bearing system: first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Okay, so this is the quadrant wise whole circle bearing system. And whole circle bearing system which varies from 0 to 360 degree, right? See the magnetic bearing of a line. What is the meaning of whole circle bearing? The magnetic bearing of a line measured clockwise from the north pole towards the line is known as the whole circle bearing. See here, magnetic bearing of a line measured clockwise from north pole. Measured clockwise from north pole, right? This is the clockwise direction towards the line is known as whole circle bearing. So first quadrant NE, then second quadrant SE, third quadrant SW, and fourth quadrant NW, right? So how to calculate WCB quadrant wise? So first quadrant NE, line OA, WCB of OA is equal to 60 degree measured from now north pole in clockwise direction. So this is the 60 degree, right? Then WCB of OB, WCB of OB measured from north pole in clockwise direction. So total is the 140 degree, right? WCB of OB is 140 degree. Then WCB of OC, WCB of OC, this is the OC measured from north pole in clockwise direction. So WCB of OC is 210 degree, right? Then WCB of OD, WCB of OD measured from north pole in clockwise direction. So 320 degree, right? So this is the whole circle bearing. Whole circle bearing means the magnetic bearing of line measured clockwise from north pole towards the line is known as whole circle bearing. Then next is the quadrant bearing. So what is the meaning of quadrant bearing? The magnetic bearing of a line measured clockwise or counterclockwise from the north pole or south pole, whichever is nearer the line towards east or west, is known as quadrant bearing of a line. So quadrant bearing of OA, whichever is nearer the line. Quadrant bearing of OA is 60 degree, right? Quadrant NE. Then quadrant bearing of OB, this is the 40 degree. Quadrant SE. Then quadrant bearing of OC 30 degree. Which quadrant? SW. And quadrant bearing of OD is the 40 degree and quadrant is the NW, right? So we have write N 60 degree, E, S 40 degree, E. So write down quadrant here and angle, whichever is nearer the line. Then next is the reduced bearing. When the whole circle bearing of a line is converted into quadrantal bearing, it is termed as reduced bearing. See how, what is the meaning of reduced bearing? When whole circle bearing of line is converted into quadrantal bearing, so it is called as reduced bearing. Thus the reduced bearing is similar to the quadrantal bearing. Its values lies between 0 degree to 90 degree, but the quadrants should be mentioned for proper designation. See, quadrant should mention proper designation. See here, reduced bearing, any quadrant, SC quadrant, SW and NW, and their angles are here. Okay, this is the north pole, east pole, south pole and west pole. This is the another diagram of reduced bearing with quadrant wise. Then how to calculate reduced bearing? Relation between WCB and RB. The following table shows the relation between WCB and RB. When WCB is given, then how to calculate RB? So RB is calculated by formula this quadrant wise. When first case WCB, when WCB between 0 degree to 90 degree, then how to calculate RB? RB is calculated by formula same as that value of WCB. Okay, when second case WCB between 90 degree and 180 degree. So how to calculate RB? RB is equal to 180 degree minus WCB. Then WCB third case, WCB between 180 degree and 270 degree. So how to calculate RB? RB is equal to WCB minus 180 degree. When WCB between 270 degree and 360 degree, then how to calculate RB? RB is equal to 360 degree minus WCB. Then the following table should be remembered for conversion of RB to WCB. So how to calculate WCB when RB is given? Okay, so RB in quadrant, NE, SE, SW and NW. This is the first quadrant, second, third, fourth. Okay, when WCB between, sorry, here is the RB, when RB is the 0 to 90 degree, then how to calculate WCB? So WCB is equal to RB. When RB between 90 degree to 180 degree, then WCB is calculated by formula 180 minus RB. Then when RB is 180 degree to 270 degree, then WCB is calculated by formula WCB is equal to RB plus 180. When RB is equal to 270 degree to 360 degree, then WCB is calculated by formula WCB is equal to 360 minus RB. Then next is the forebearing and back bearing. The bearing of a line measured in the forward direction. See, the bearing of a line measured in the forward direction of survey line is called forebearing of that line. Then the bearing of line measured in the direction opposite to the direction of the progress of survey is called back bearing. Forebearing is forward direction, back bearing means opposite to the direction of progress of survey. Means opposite to the forebearing direction is called as back bearing of line. This is the diagram of forebearing and back bearing. Then forebearing, how to find forebearing? The bearing of a line is measured in the forward direction. that is along the progress of survey is known as forebearing, and forebearing is equal to back bearing plus or minus 180 degree. Then back bearing. What is the meaning of back bearing? The bearing of a line measured in the backward direction is known as back bearing. And back bearing is equal to forebearing plus or minus 180 degree. Plus sign is applied when forebearing is less than 180 degree, and negative sign is applied when forebearing is greater than 180 degree. In the quadrantal bearing, that is reduced bearing system, the FB and BB are means forebearing and back bearing are numerically equal, but the quadrant are just opposite. For example, if the bearing of AB is end north pole 60 degree east pole, then its back bearing is south pole 60 degree west pole, means opposite of forebearing. So first example we will see numericals on bearings. So first convert the following WCB into reduced bearing, right? First is the 49 degree, then 240 degree, 133 degree and 335 degree. We will see one by one. 49 degree first quadrant. Since the So how to calculate reduced bearing? We have seen previous slide relation between WCB and RB. Here we have given WCB value 49 degree and find out the reduced bearing. Since the line falls in first quadrant, therefore the nearer pole is north pole and is measured from north towards east as 49 degree. Therefore RB is equal to north, east and 49 degree, means RB is equal to WCB, right? So WCB is the whole circle bearing. So how to write RB? We have write in quadrant, so any quadrant, first quadrant, and 49 degree same value. Then 240 degree, 240 degree, how to calculate RB? RB is calculated by formula WCB in minus 180 degree. Since the line falls in the third quadrant, right? Therefore the nearer pole is the north pole and is measured from north towards south as in degree. So RB is calculated by formula WCB minus 180 degree. See this diagram. Then RB is equal to 240 degree minus 180 degree, then we get 60 degree. So we have write in quadrants RB value. RB is equal to S 60 W, right? Then third is the 133 degree. Since the line falls in second quadrant, right? Therefore the nearer pole is south pole and it is measured from south towards east as in degree. So RB is calculated by formula RB is equal to 180 minus WCB. So RB is equal to 180 minus 133, then is equal to 47. So we have write in quadrant RB value. RB is equal to south 47 degree east pole, right? Then next is the 335 degree. Since the line falls in the third quadrant, therefore the nearer pole is north pole, right? And it is measured from north towards W as in degree. So RB is calculated by formula 360 minus WCB. So RB is equal to 360 minus 335 degree. RB is equal to N 25 degree W. So you can try to solve it. This is the example. Convert the following WCB into RB. This is the next example. Convert the following reduced bearing into whole circle bearing. So reduced bearing we have write in quadrant, right? So first is the N 65 degree east, then second S 43 degree 15 minute east, S 52 degree 30 minute west, and 32 degree 42 minutes west. So first let theta is the whole circle bearing, and since it is in any quadrant, so theta is equal to alpha is equal to 65 degree, right? Then second is the since it is in southeast quadrant, so 43 degree 15 minute is given. So how to calculate whole circle bearing? Whole circle bearing is calculated by formula theta is equal to 180 minus RB, right? 180 minus RB. So 180 minus 43 degree 15 minute, then we get 136 degree 45 minute. Then third is the 52 degree 30 minutes is given, and which is in southwest quadrant. So how to find WCB? WCB is calculated by formula 180 degree plus RB, right? So 180 degree plus 52 degree 30 minute, then we get 232 degree 30 minute. Okay, then say last is the 32 degree 42 minutes, and which is in NW quadrant. So how to find WCB? WCB is equal to 360 minus 32 degree 42 minutes, then we get 327 degree 18 minute, right? So next numerical is the fore bearing and back bearing. The following fore bearing were observed for lines AB, BC, CD, DE, EF and FG respectively. Determine their back bearings. 180 degree, 148 degree, 65 degree, 285, 215 and 36 degree W as 40 degree east. Okay. The difference between fore bearing and back bearing of a line must be 180 degree, right? Nothing that in WCB angle is from 0 to 360 degree. We find back bearing is equal to fore bearing plus or minus 180 degree. But plus 180 degree is used if theta is less than 180 degree, and minus 180 is used when theta is more than 180. Okay, so solve. First is the 145 degree, right? See this slide. First is the 148, then second, see here, first is the 145. Okay, sorry for that. 145 degree plus 180, so back bearing of AB 180, 145 is the less than 180, so plus 180 is equal to 325 degree. Then 65, back bearing of BC is 65, this is also less than 180, so plus 180 is equal to 245 degree. Then back bearing of CD is equal to 285, so this is greater than 180, so we have applied minus 180, so 285 minus 180, then we get 105 degree. The next value is the 215, back bearing of DE is 215, this is also greater than 180, so by applying minus 180, so 215 minus 180, then we get 35 degree. In case of RB, back bearing of a line can be obtained by interchanging N and S at the same time, E and W. Thus, back bearing of EF is equal to S 36 degree east, and back bearing of FG is equal to N 40 degree W. The next example, you can try to solve it. The fore bearing of the following lines are given. Find back bearing. Okay, say solution is here, you can say that. The next example you can try to solve it. Four bearing of the following lines are given, find back bearing. Okay, thank you.